गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉट। गना शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। जय हिंद, प्रणाम, सत श्री अकाल एंड वणक्कम। Today we had a discussion in the afternoon on the Ukraine war. कल हमने बात किया था ब्रिक्स के बारे में। ब्रिक्स समिट खत्म हो गया, उसके दौरान हमारा चंद्रयान चांद पे भी उतर आया और हम वहाँ पहुँच गए। और हमने चंद्रयान के बारे में बात ही नहीं किया। So I said, let me, you know, talk about Chandrayaan today. And what's beyond Chandrayaan? Chandrayaan has reached. Chandrayaan तो पहुंच गया चांद के ऊपर। वो अपना रोवर प्रज्ञान विक्रम और वो लैंडर लैंड हो गया, प्रज्ञान घूम रहा है उधर। What is it going to do? So today we'll first take an update on what lies beyond Chandrayaan 3. And I'll open something up which is a little new, maybe a little technical, but I'll make it simple. And then we'll take up questions. Okay, we all know that we've done a great thing by reaching the moon and one of the first nations to go to the south pole of the moon. And any polar landing is a very difficult operation, which ISRO has accomplished with aplomb. And hats off to them. हमारी तरफ से और आप लोगों की तरफ से उनको शुभकामनाएं जरूर देना चाहिए। एंड वेल डन, ग्रेट शो, राइट। एंड जब चंद्रयान 2 फेल हुआ था, बहुत लोगों ने हमें हंसी मजाक उड़ाया, खास करके पाकिस्तान और चाइना से। लॉट ऑफ सटायरिकल रिमार्क्स के, कट प्राइस अटेम्प्ट वगैरह वगैरह, चाइना इंडिया के अंदर टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, लॉट ऑफ बैड रिमार्क्स, but we've done it. And remember, there's a big lesson. You learn from failures more than you learn from success. And India has learned from its failures. And this is our history. कि हम लगातार we keep learning from our failures. Any person who does not know to learn from his failures is a fool. Okay, let's take a. Why am I talking of what's beyond Chandrayaan? Uh, 2 years back, 3 years back, I wrote this article. You can go to Gana Shot, my website, and have a look at it. And it was a well-researched article which I wrote for the Army Training Command Journal, in which I researched India's energy security through space. And how the armed forces can get energy secure through space. And one of the important milestone in this whole game is being able to land on the moon. That is why I thought चंद्रयान के बाद, इसके बाद, हाँ, चंद्रयान के बारे में हम सब बात कर सकते हैं, सब कुछ ये कर रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, but क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why? That's what I wanted to put it across to all of you. Right. Now in this slide picture graphic, you'll see the missions to moon. Right. It's a little hazy, but have a look at the bottom. By country, Russia has done 50, traverses to the moon. US 47, followed by China, India, Japan, Europe, and everyone else. Now, अगर आप देखेंगे, right, Russia has done only one. Okay, after it broke up, all earlier versions or all earlier journeys were as USSR. US has done a lot, and now it is going through manned missions also. And China, followed by India, right? But this doesn't get, this is only numbers. इससे कुछ हमें पता भी नहीं चलता. Even Israel has gone to the moon once. So what is more important? It is this. How many successful moon landings? You look at the United States, right? Manned missions. Only United States has done manned missions to the moon. China, Soviet Union, and India. There's no fifth country. That everyone knows by now. Okay, China has landed on the far side of the moon, right, which is an accomplishment. And we have landed on the pole on the near side, which is there. जो बाएं side में green dot है, बाकी सब हो गया है. And I think Russia also wanted to go to the you know near side of the moon and to the pole, which it failed. But that's okay. Failures in space uh, have to be expected, because you learn through failures in space, and space is the toughest medium to exist and travel. अगर आपके पास स्पेस साइंस हासिल कर लिया और उसके ऊपर काबू कर लिया, तो बहुत कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी आप काबू काबू कर सकते हो. ओके, सो नाउ आई विल गेट ऑन टू समथिंग बियॉन्ड दिस. मार्स. आई विल टेल यू व्हाई मार्स. देखिए, मार्स के लिए बहुत लोग गए हैं. मंगल, राइट. अभी तक 9 देश गए हैं मार्स में, और वहां 49 मिशन हो चुके हैं लगातार. खैर, सबसे पहले तो इसमें भी यूएसए और यूएसएसआर ही थे. उन दिनों में 1960 से लोग मार्स में जा रहे थे, मंगल में. पर आजकल उसका तेजी पकड़ा है. अगर आप देखते हो तो जो 2000 से लेकर इस शताब्दी, इन दिस सेंचुरी, बहुत लोग गए हैं, और आगे जाने का भी इन सबका उम्मीद है. क्यों जाना चाहते हैं, राइट? हमने भी भेजा है, और ये आज नहीं, हमने भेजा है 2013 में. अभी तक वो ऑर्बिटर वहां घूम रहा है. इट्स गेटिंग डेटा. मंगलयान जो, राइट. व्हाई आर पीपल गोइंग टू मार्स? कुछ तो होगा. एंड द फंडामेंटल रीजन ये है कि वहां पदार्थ मिलेंगे. यू विल गेट मिनरल्स, यू विल गेट गोल्ड, यू विल गेट एक्स वाई जेड. बट what people need is energy, ऊर्जा. एनर्जी के बिना हम कहीं नहीं जाएंगे. और जो देश वहां जा रहे हैं, उनको सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है एनर्जी का. चाइना, इंडिया, यूएसए. क्योंकि इनका आबादी इतना है, इतना डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है इनका, कि बिना ऊर्जा के, बिना एनर्जी के काम नहीं चलेगा. So we'll talk a little about this. Yeah, this is the requirement of India's energy. I'm not talking of international energy. Just India का देखिए, अभी जो that line is the blue line. तकरीबन हमें 2030 तक, just 2030, अगर हमें $60 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनना है, नंबर 3 इकोनॉमी बनना है, वगैरह वगैरह है, तो आपको एनर्जी चाहिए. एंड यू नीड अबाउट ट्वाइस द एनर्जी जो अभी आज आपके पास है. अगर आपको नंबर 2 इकोनॉमी बनना है, तो और 10 साल में और भी एनर्जी चाहिए. सो विदाउट एनर्जी यू कैन गो नोवेयर, राइट. एनर्जी सोर्सेस क्या है? वो है हमारे पास हाइड्रो है, थर्मल है, न्यूक्लियर है, रिन्यूएबल्स है, और स्पेस. As far as hydro, thermal, nuclear and renewables, there are limitations. हम एक हद से ज्यादा ऊपर नहीं जा सकते. इसीलिए मैंने बोला इंडिया हैज गॉट द थिंग ऑफ थोरियम. थोरियम के बारे में हमने बात किया एक स्पेशल एपिसोड में, इंडियाज क्वेस्ट फॉर थोरियम. प्लीज हैव अ लुक एट दैट एपिसोड, आपको पता चलेगा, राइट. बट जो हाइड्रो है, इट हैज गॉट ट्रेमेंडस लिमिटेशंस बिकॉज ऑफ इकोलॉजी. थर्मल, इवन मोर पोल्यूशन. थर्मल मतलब आप कोयला जला रहे हो, कहां से आएगा इतना कोयला? एक दिन ये खत्म हो जाएगा. न्यूक्लियर, हमारे पास थोरियम है, पर मैंने बताया जब तक आपके पास प्लूटोनियम बरामद नहीं होता, आप थोरियम साइकिल शुरू नहीं कर सकते. और थोरियम साइकिल शुरू करने के लिए, प्लूटोनियम बनाने के लिए, हमें काफी तादाद में यूरेनियम चाहिए, जो हमारे पास आज नहीं है. तो उसको टाइम लगेगा, पर आएगा. मेरा मानना है कि ये आएगा. इसके अलावा there is lot of requirement of, or rather lot of research on renewable, solar, wind, waves. वाइजैक में है एक वेव एनर्जी का एक्सपेरिमेंट चल रहा है. सोलर में तो हम सब कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, अपना रूफटॉप सोलर वगैरह लग के. लास्ट है स्पेस. सो आई वांट टू फेमिलियराइज यू विद व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन और इसमें क्या हो रहा है, बिकॉज दिस इज द नेक्स्ट फ्रंटियर. और लोगों का मानना है, एंड दिस इज एक्चुअल, if you can harness space based energy, you've solved energy problems complete. And what you will get out of space based energy will be absolutely clean energy, no pollution. Okay, what does it involve? But it involves going around in space to long distances. How do you go? And for that you need water. Pani. बोलते हैं water is the oil of space. So let me spend a couple of minutes on water as oil of space and then go. So what do you get out of water? पहले तो जीवन के लिए पानी चाहिए पीने के लिए. अगर आप स्पेस कॉलोनाइजेशन करना चाहते हो या मंगल में जाना चाहते हो, मंगल में मैंड मिशन भेजना चाहते हो, तो पानी चाहिए आपको. पर पानी से ज्यादा आप पानी को तोड़ के, बिकॉज वाटर कंसिस्ट ऑफ हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन, और ऑक्सीजन इज अ बेसिक फ्यूल. अगर आप घर में अगरबत्ती जलाना चाहते हो या गन के अंदर प्रोपल्शन डालना चाहते हो, सबके लिए आपको ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. ऑक्सीजन के बिना कोई जलता नहीं, प्रोपल्शन नहीं होता. सो ऑक्सीजन इज द फंडामेंटल ऑफ propulsion, and hydrogen is the fuel. So if you have hydrogen and oxygen, you can propel yourself. So the energy is in water. You break up hydrogen and oxygen from water and make it into a fuel cell, you will get energy. तो आपको propulsion के लिए पानी चाहिए, आपको एनर्जी, ऊर्जा के लिए भी आपको पानी चाहिए. इसीलिए हम मून में जाना चाहते हैं. मून में जाके क्या करेंगे? डार्क साइड ऑफ द मून या साउथ पोल में पानी ढूंढ रहे हैं हम. अगर वहां पानी मिल गया तो एज पार्ट ऑफ स्पेस माइनिंग, उस पानी को यू इलेक्ट्रोलाइज दैट वाटर एंड स्प्लिट इट एंड यूज इट एज एनर्जी, फ्यूल सेल्स to go wherever you want to go. Because if you want to do mining there, you need lot of energy. You can't take energy from here and work it out. किफायती नहीं होगा और पॉसिबल भी नहीं है. But more importantly, you need something else there. And what is that something else is the crux of the problem. Right? And if you understand that, then you'll understand हम क्यों क्या कर रहे हैं. अभी एक और हम भेज रहे हैं L1 to solar system near the sun called Aditya. Why? You want to go there, study the sun energy, helium based energy. And I'll just explain to you, then you'll understand helium also कहाँ आता है. ये पूरा कहानी है. It's interesting. जब मैंने when I did my research on this, a lot of good things came out. Lot of things fall into place. क्यों हम इतना खर्च करके मंगल जा रहे हैं, खर्च करके हम चांद पे उतर रहे हैं. वहां तो है जीवन भी नहीं है, पर वहां हमारा फ्यूचर जनरेशंस के लिए जीवन वहां आधारित है. ओके, सो आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक ऑफ हीलियम 3. संदीप ने हीलियम 3 में क्वेश्चन मार्क लगाया एंड आई विल रीड इट, और जिस तरीके से मैं समझाता हूँ वो समझाएंगे. ये जो है एक्सट्रैक्ट है फ्रॉम माय आर्टिकल एंड माय रिसर्च आर्टिकल, सो रीड इट. Helium 3 deuterium gives you fusion. Okay, first you need two, helium and helium 3 basics. Let's understand this. Helium is the second most common element universally available but is scarce on earth. ये helium जो है वो स्पेस में बहुत बरामद है. Helium is needed in applications from space exploration to quantum computing. अगर कल के दिन क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग में आपको माहिर होना है तो आपको हीलियम चाहिए. और हीलियम इज अ नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्स. आजकल दुनिया में हीलियम बरामद होता है यूएसए, अल्जीरिया, कतर एंड तंजानिया, और कहीं आपको On Earth, you don't get helium, and that's also in limited quantity. At this point of time, it is more because you don't need it. You don't have that much. But once quantum computing comes, you need helium in a big manner. And if you want space exploration, you need helium. Okay. Now, helium normal is not the thing. Helium 3 is what you need. The most common isotope is helium 4. Helium 4 has 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and it is stable. Right? ये बिगड़ता नहीं है, कुछ नहीं होता. However, जैसे मैंने बोला, इंटरेस्टिंग आइसोटोप हीलियम 3 है. ये नॉन रेडियो एक्टिव है और इसके पास 2 न्यूट्रॉन और 1 प्रोटॉन है. ये आर्टिफिशियली भी बना सकते हैं, बट वैसे तो ये बड़ा रेयर एलिमेंट है. ओके. इन टोटल 0.01 मेट्रिक टन्स ऑफ हीलियम 3 एग्जिस्ट ऑन अर्थ. बहुत कम है, बहुत कम है. आप देखिए, राइट. Helium 3 doesn't exist in Earth in the way we want it. Helium 3 has rare and valuable properties. Right? Helium 3 is most sought after for fusion. Fusion के लिए हमें helium 3 चाहिए. Right? And ये उस वक्त मैंने लिखा था, it will most likely solve our coming energy crisis. ये दुनिया में होने वाला है crisis. Okay. अभी we'll go one step further. Helium के बारे में सुन लिया आपने. We'll go to deuterium fusion energy. What is fusion? फ्यूजन में नॉर्मल फ्यूजन जो हम बात करते हैं, उसमें क्या है, ड्यूटेरियम और ट्रिशियम को हम जोड़ते हैं. नॉर्मल रेडियो एक्टिविटी में या न्यूक्लियर एक्टिविटी में हम एक न्यूट्रॉन को एक यूरेनियम न्यूक्लियस के ऊपर मारते हैं, जैसे गोली मारना है ऐसे, या शूट करते हैं. वो फटता है. जब वो फटता है, एनर्जी निकलता है. फ्यूजन उल्टा है. इसमें क्या है, 2 अन्य अलग पदार्थ को हम जोड़ते हैं. जब जोड़ते हैं तो हमें एनर्जी मिलता है, जिस तरीके से यहाँ दिया है. ये ड्यूटेरियम ट्रिशियम का फ्यूजन है, जिसमें हीलियम और एनर्जी निकलता है और एक न्यूट्रॉन भी निकल आता है. फ्यूजन वो चीज है, द नेट गेन आफ्टर पुटिंग 2 separate atoms together, you get energy more than what you put in. That is the beauty of fusion. कि net gain is there in fusion, and it's the most difficult to happen. क्योंकि आपको बहुत एनर्जी चाहिए ये 2 अलग अलग पदार्थ को जोड़ने के लिए. ओके. एक्चुअल जो हमें which is really required for fusion based energy, वो ये है. ये इक्वेशन जो हमने लिखा है वो है, मोटा मोटा तौर पर दिखा रहा हूं. ड्यूटेरियम और हीलियम. ड्यूटेरियम और हीलियम को जोड़ने के बाद हमें नॉर्मल हीलियम 4 मिलता है, यानी हीलियम 3 और ड्यूटेरियम. राइट? ड्यूटेरियम इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ हाइड्रोजन. इन दोनों को जोड़ने से हमें एक नॉर्मल हीलियम 4 मिलता है, पर उसके साथ हमें एक एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटॉन मिलता है, और वो प्रोटॉन दोबारा हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. एक्सेस गेन और एनर्जी बरामद होता है. ये है फ्यूजन का बेसिक फंडामेंटल, ड्यूटेरियम और हीलियम 3. बट हीलियम 3 तो है ही नहीं हमारे पास. हीलियम 3 इन स्पेस, यहां आता है स्पेस, क्योंकि हीलियम जो है स्पेस में बरामद है, अंतरिक्ष में. It is estimated there are 1 million tons of helium 3 embedded in the top surface layer of moon soil due to constant bombardment by solar winds. क्योंकि मून, ये चंद्रमा में कोई एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं है, ये सोलर रेस मार मार के वहां ये हीलियम 3 दाखिल हो गया है और जम गया है उधर. राइट? इट्स कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज वेरी लो, इसीलिए उसको मून सरफेस को माइनिंग करना पड़ता है. enormous quantities of moon soil has to be processed by heating it at 600 degrees centigrade. राइट? यानी कि 1000 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट तक इसको ले जाना पड़ता है. वो वहां गर्मी बरामद है, क्योंकि वहां दिन में इन अ लूनर डे आप ये टेम्परेचर ले जा सकते हो, पर उसको कुछ करना पड़ेगा, वो अलग बात है। A permanent moon base must be established and industrial scale helium-3 production has to be set up. ये पहला कदम है हम जो ले रहे हैं। पहले हमें पता चलना चाहिए कि क्या हीलियम-3 वहां मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, और मिलेगा तो किस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में, कहाँ मिलेगा, और उस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन को और कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके उसके लिए एक फैक्ट्री लगाना पड़ेगा, माइनिंग करना पड़ेगा, कान लगाना पड़ेगा, राइट। और ये वी हैव टू डू दिस। It is estimated that 25 tons of helium, यानी कि एक ट्रक लोड, 25 टन तो एक ट्रक लोड से ज्यादा नहीं होता, राइट। एक कंटेनर लोड, फुल्ली लोडेड स्पेस शटल कार्गो बे कुड पावर एंटायर यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स फॉर अ ईयर। एक साल के यूनाइटेड स्टेट के लिए जो एनर्जी चाहिए वो मिल जाएगा। इन कंपैरिजन इंडियाज एनुअल एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट विल बी 50%। हमें सिर्फ आधा टन चाहिए। अगर हमें आधा टन मिल गया, हमारा पूरा एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट सॉल्व हो जाएगा। उस वक्त ये हाइड्रो, न्यूक्लियर, थर्मल वगैरह वगैरह आप जरूरत ही नहीं है, पर उतना आपको हीलियम बनाना पड़ेगा, हीलियम-3, और उसके लिए हमें वहां चांद में जाना पड़ेगा। द एक्चुअल रिक्वायरमेंट कुड फर्दर रिड्यूस आफ्टर डिस्काउंटिंग अर्थ बेस्ड सोलर, विंड एंड न्यूक्लियर। यानी अगर आप जो नॉर्मल सोर्सेस ऑफ एनर्जी हमारे पास है उसको अगर घटा दोगे, थोड़ा कम की जरूरत है, उतना बड़ा फैक्ट्री लगाने की जरूरत नहीं, पर चाहिए। तो दूसरा पदार्थ जो हमें चाहिए, ड्यूटीरियम, राइट, फ्यूजन के लिए, वो क्या है कि अभी ड्यूटीरियम जो है, it occurs as 166 out of 1 million hydrogen atoms। यानी कि अगर 1 मिलियन हाइड्रोजन एटम्स अगर आप लेंगे तो आपको 167 एटम्स ही ड्यूटीरियम मिलेंगे, बहुत कम मिलेगा आपको हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर। हाउएवर मार्स में ये आपको मंगल में ही मिलेगा ड्यूटीरियम, 833 आउट ऑफ एवरी मिलियन हाइड्रोजन एटम्स, यानी कि 5 गुना ज्यादा है वहां। और ड्यूटीरियम जो है बहुत महंगा है, ये अभी भी महंगा है, अभी हम प्री फ्यूजन इकोनॉमी में हैं। एक बार फ्यूजन का सिस्टम शुरू हो गया तो ये बहुत ही महंगा पड़ेगा दुनिया में, क्योंकि मिलेगा ही नहीं। तो इसीलिए हमें मार्स में जाना पड़ेगा ड्यूटीरियम को लाने के लिए, इसीलिए सब मंगल में घूम रहे हैं। However, to run a Mars settlement, water electrolysis is mandatory। वही बात है, अगर आपको मंगल में जाके पूरा वहां कान लगा के, और if you have to mine for helium-3, you have to have energy from moon to hop to Mars, right? You cannot go on your own. You have to electrolyze water and get deuterium as a byproduct, or go to Mars and get deuterium from there. So helium अगर आपको मून में मिल गया तो वेरी गुड, अदरवाइज यू कैन टू सर्च फॉर इट इन मार्स। सो टुमारोज एनर्जी इज फ्यूजन। पर फ्यूजन तो आज जैसे हम ये प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं कि हीलियम पकड़ लो, ड्यूटीरियम पकड़ लो, उसके साथ साथ मटेरियल्स, रेयर अर्थ पकड़ लो मून के ऊपर। कोई बोल रहा है कि वहां गोल्ड मिल जाएगा आपको, कोई बोल रहा है कुछ अदर मिनरल्स आपको वहां मिल जाएंगे, पर मेन चीज है ऊर्जा, क्योंकि इसके बिना हमारा डेवलपमेंट रोक लगाया जाएगा। जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था 3 दिन पहले, 4 दिन, 10-15 दिन पहले, जब मैंने बताया इनविटेबल डिक्लाइन ऑफ चाइना। क्यों होगा डिक्लाइन ऑफ चाइना? बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव एनर्जी। You want to develop, you need to have energy, and they don't have energy today to develop. Sorry. So if same situation will come for us also, we will not have the energy tomorrow, despite thorium. So everyone, USA, रशिया, जापान, इसीलिए मंगल में घूम रहे हैं सारे। क्यों घूम रहे हैं? एनर्जी चाहिए। यहां तक यूएई जिसके पास तेल है वो भी वहां घूम रहा है। So the next question is, is anything being done about fusion? We are not there for fusion, but something is happening. Okay, right. Here comes the funny part and the insidious part. चाइना का ये आर्टिकल है, आज आज का आर्टिकल है ये। अभी मैंने उसको डाउनलोड किया था और इसमें दिखा रहा हूँ। क्या बोलते हैं ये बोलते हैं न्यूक्लियर फ्यूजन के बारे में आर्टिकल है। चाइनीज पावर फर्म्स हेल step forward in quest to build artificial sun. So they have come out and said we are going to build a reactor as part and get the artificial sun. Okay, this is the funny part. And ये जो है चाइना का झूठ बोलने का तरीका है। क्यों मैं बोल रहा हूँ झूठ बोलने का तरीका? 2016 में इन्होंने बोला था कि we have moved a step closer to get artificial sun for via nuclear fusion, न्यू डॉन वगैरह, ये 2016 7 साल पहले। और 2019 में इन्होंने ये बोला था कि हमारा जो आर्टिफिशियल सन यानी कि फ्यूजन रिएक्टर की बात हो रही है 2020 तक रेडी होगा। उसके बाद हर 3 महीने 4 महीने में ये आर्टिकल वापस इट कीप्स कमिंग बैक अबाउट द आर्टिफिशियल सन and fusion, what China is doing a breakthrough in all this. Okay, so you'll see this story about China. उनका जो narrative है कि we are on the top for artificial sun and fusion, but the actual thing is China is nowhere near. All this artificial sun which China is now propagating and building a narrative is part of ITER, International Energy Resource Consortium, which is with EU, and as part of ITER, what they are building is part of ITER. It is not independently. It is not something very great China technologically. मैं बार बार बोलता रहता हूँ चाइना का टेक्नोलॉजी चले तो चांद तक, नहीं तो शाम तक. So this narrative which they are bringing out that they have cracked artificial energy, nuclear fusion and get through the artificial sun project is fake. Every 6 months you find an article, and the last article was today. But artificial energy or rather fusion energy, the first time was done at Livermore in California. This was done around October last year. I remember I was at that time in California, and I read about it there. They have done this. They have succeeded in the first stage through nuclear fusion. It came out as a small headline. Wow, utna shor sharaba nahi hai. But it got picked up. Lot of us have read it. US scientists achieved net energy gain for second time. This is the second time hai. They also put out in Financial Times. This is the article in Financial Times. They've done it twice recently, last month, but the first time they did it in October. So the first breakthrough in nuclear fusion is in USA. Are they ready to make a nuclear reactor out of a fusion reactor? That's far away. That I think anything between a decade to 2 decades. And in this period of 1 to 2 decades, the hope is that we do enough space exploration and have adequate helium-3 and adequate deuterium to carry out fusion here, and you're able to get it back from there. Kha bhai ye, but you have to dream. If tomorrow you want energy and you want to do so many things, you want to do quantum computing, ye computing, wo computing, and AI and all that, you need energy. So this is what I thought I'll share with you. I'll be more than happy to answer questions on this and other things also, and more. I've just shared some things which interested me, and I keep doing my own research. With this, we'll stop here, and I'll start taking questions. So I'll go from top to bottom on these questions. Okay, Paul has got a super thing. In what profession would should youngsters plan to go? Pratush, I will give only one quick answer for this, which I've told my children. You should go in the profession which is in your heart. Just because your parents say go for economics or go for engineering, go for computer science, don't do it. Go where your heart is, right? And it doesn't matter how much money you get in life. Do what your heart says. Okay, that's all I can say. And if any time you want my help with your parents, I'm more than happy to come. And I must tell you, a couple of years back, I met one gentleman in IIT Madras, and he was with his son. His son had got through IIT, and he didn't know what to opt. Whether for he had a choice between aerospace, electrical, and one more subject. So he bumped into me and he said, "Sir, I want to put my son in aerospace because a lot of knowledge, vagara vagara. And how are placements in aerospace वगैरह." So I internally मैं हंस पड़ा, उसको बताया नहीं क्योंकि वो तो उत्सुक पेरेंट था कि अपना लड़के को लिए अच्छा कर रहा था. तो मैं उस लड़के से पूछा, आप क्या करना चाहते हो? What do you want to do? He said, sir, I have never thought of it. I said, before you fill the final tick and settle for what, think, go back and think what you want to do in life, not what your father says. And I told his father, I said, don't make him do what you want him to be. Let him be what he wants to be. Okay. So, Pratyush, do what you want to be. You'll be successful in it. And my uh, thing is that whichever profession you take, you should never work for a single day in that profession. Work is, against your mental thing. You should enjoy that profession. Then you'll never work for a single day also. I enjoyed being in the army. I've never worked even one day in the army. Okay. Uh, YPS dialogue. So when can we expect Chandrayaan 4? And what about sending moon manned mission directly than just a space fly? It takes time. It's evolution. It doesn't happen overnight. These things are pretty. One, they're technical. Second, when you reach a technology hub आप पार कर लेते हो, the next thing has to go to the next level of technology. That's the first part. Second, it costs, and you have to do three things simultaneously. Now you go to the moon, then part of it is manned mission or unmanned mission. You have to go to the Mars still, and you have to get idea from the solar systems where you will get data of how to do fusion and get helium and deuterium. Because once you get helium and deuterium, then you can trade for technology. So all these things are there. So just अगर हम सोचते हैं कि नहीं नहीं कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी बेच सकते हैं, ये भेंडी बाजार में बेच के भेंडी खरीदने का काम नहीं है. You need a lot of planning, you need money, and which I think India is slowly doing, and we are doing it as per a plan. Just because we've gone to moon once, uh, right, it doesn't mean you conquered it. You still have a long way to go. How relevant are flamethrowers? Flamethrowers are relevant in CI ops, in bunkers where people are holed up and all that, but not much, right? Uh, yeah, Sandeep, you're right. Uh, Hi, John, how are you? It is said that helium-3 is available in huge quantities. It is no. I explained to you, Jawaharlal. It's not available. Okay. So motivate other military officers to share how to become disciplined and responsible. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have maybe one discussion we'll have on this with some of my colleagues. Two, three of us will have a discussion on this one of these days. Yeah. Something else to be proud of: India is in the finals of 400 relay of World Athletics Championship in Budapest. Broke the Asian record. Final is oh great, that's thing. Right. Uh, Madhumita, awesome insight. Thank you, sir. Few days ago, China said, yeah, sir said few days ago China will decline. What do you suggest for people of our country and the government and agency to do as we as a country benefited? Please suggest. See, I mean, there are a lot of ideas, but I feel you need five things to get strategic independence and to progress as a nation, right? And I've done a video on this. I'll do it again. I'll repeat it. I think I've done it either with P Gurus or with Adi, one of the two. Or five things which we have to do. One is you have to be uh, s- dependent, self-dependent on, self-sufficient uh, in defense. You have to take a great step in medical technology, which you already have. You can be a world leader in that. You need energy. You need water, right? And you need to, of course, control your population, which is automatic. And you need to pump up your economy. You've got to pump prime your economy. But I will do this as to because a lot of people are asking, ठीक है चाइना तो गिर रहा है, हम क्या करें उसके लिए? What do we do? And we also have to, water is important because we are a water deficient nation, and we have to harness our water resources. Otherwise, climate change is going to come and hit us, and we will be worse off than the rest. You have to have new modes of agriculture. You have to, right? And if anything, I put that out for strategic autonomy, five issues. Uh, I would put the sixth one, is combating climate change, which is now, in my way of looking at it, getting important. And of course, the fifth part of that story is IT. We are a IT powerhouse. We have to get IT holistically, right? And we are moving. It's not as if we are not doing. जहाँ तक पानी का संबंध है, we are the only one who has done the irrigation system right from Punjab, that is Hussain Niwala Lake, right down to Barmer. We've got the Indira Gandhi Canal, and Narmada Sagar. We've taken water from Narmada Sagar right up to the southern end of Rajasthan. So we have done quite a bit, but we need to do more. These five items plus combating climate change. Maybe one day I'll have a program on this. Let me see. Can you bring in members from Army Aviation? I will do that. I'll have to see. There's one friend of mine who's been the DG Aviation. He's sitting in Guwahati these days. I'll ask him, General Barali. I'll ask him to come and talk. We've been friends together and we are good friends. I'll ask him to come and talk. Really want to know? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk of aviation, people. BBR BCD. Good evening, General Shankar. Oh, long time you need not been coming. Interesting presentation. Lots of work ahead for us and our future generations. Yes, I agree with you. The whole idea is we can't spoil our environment. As it is, it is quite spoiled. What is the status of Indian tokamak? What is tokamak? I really don't know. If you're looking at tomahawk, that's almost there. In all my thoughts was in spirituality, but became CA, and still my heart says went somewhere and do or serve in CA. Word spiritually is very opposite. No, Anup, you'll have to make that balance between the two. You've taken a profession, get spirituality into it. As simple as that. Fusion. Fusion is the word of the day. They are not opposite, just fuse them together. You'll do well. Don't worry. That's the dichotomy you have to handle in life. नमस्कार सर. जो देश समझौता तोड़ने का इतिहास बनाया है, उससे बातचीत का क्या फायदा? मैं बिल्कुल आपसे सहमत हूँ. जैसे चाइना है या पाकिस्तान है, इनसे बात करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. ये जरूरी नहीं है हम बात करना बंद नहीं करना चाहिए. बात करने चाहिए, बात जारी रखना चाहिए. पर ये सोचना कि वो जो राइट, वो जो उन्होंने वादा किया है वो निभाएंगे, ये बेवकूफ़ी है. यू हैव टू टॉक टू देम, ट्रस्ट but verify. That's the story. ओके, जय भारत, जय हिंदुत्व. जय भारत तो ठीक है, हिंदुत्व उतना ठीक नहीं है, और थोड़ा कम कीजिए. राइट. Your take on IF to procure 100 more Tejas Mark 1, how Turkey is able to build its first generator fighter. So, see, Vaibhav, we need to build aircraft, and I'm sure there's a plan to build aircraft, whether it's 4th gen, 5th gen, 6th gen, it doesn't matter. Just wait till 3rd. 3 तारीख को I'm going to talk about PLA. Okay? And then you'll understand whether you have first generation, second generation, or 10th generation, you have to fight. And that is more important than what you have. Okay? And you know how to have handle this whole story. We will talk of this later. Don't get carried away by these generations. They mean very little in life. संदीप, चांद भी तो पृथ्वी का ही हिस्सा था. कभी तो ये क्या पृथ्वी के गहराई में हमें हिमालयन हीलियम 3 नहीं मिल सकता? नहीं, है ही नहीं, क्या करेंगे? Not my thing. Or Vedic scriptures say that we need to progress in both material and spiritual knowledge. Yes, I agree with you. क्योंकि जब तक आपके अंदर स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं है, आपको विश्वास नहीं आता आप क्या कर रहे हो. और स्पिरिचुअलिटी का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप सिर्फ आप पाठ करते रहो और एक ही स्पिरिचुअलिटी है. स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज कंट्रोल ऑफ द माइंड. राइट. यू हैव टू कंट्रोल योर माइंड. जब आफत आता है, आपका कितना स्तर रख सकते हो, दैट इज स्पिरिचुअलिटी. एंड वो स्पिरिचुअलिटी के उसकी सोच, स्पिरिचुअलिटी सोच, गहरी सोच. ठीक है. हर वक्त ये रिलीजन नहीं है. स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज नॉट नेसेसरी रिलीजन. Spirituality is all about the body and the mind and how to control it. क्या इस पर कहीं शोध चल रहा है? Well, we've spoken about it. Okay. $100 bill. Please explain to me the benefit of Chandrayaan to scientific community. I've told you. और क्या बोलूं मैं? See, there's another thing. Space is the toughest medium. So whatever technologies you use for space, you can use it for anywhere else. For example, you need space structures to be light. You need to be tough. You need to withstand high temperatures of solar radiations, etc., etc. Extreme conditions. So those space technology structures are very useful in our areas. In some manner, our high altitudes are like space. You have to be constantly innovative in space to survive there. Same thing in high altitude. So the technologies which you use in space, you can use for in high altitudes and difficult areas. When I say high altitudes, complete Himalayan belt. Energy technologies of space you can use here. So there's a lot of use in space. To say that no space में क्या है, इतना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा बेवकूफी है. आपने मैंने बता दिया इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के बारे में, और बाकी भी हैं. And you can get a lot of materials and raw materials from space which is not yet explored. Okay. Mohan Navalgund. Like Y2K was start of IT revolution in India, we're exploring IT professional into the world. Do you think Chandrayaan 3 is start of producing brilliant space scientists, engineers for the globe? Yes, I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt about it. I have interacted with a lot of space people. The first time I went to Sriharikota range, आजकल वो Satish Dhawan Space Launch Center है, was in 88. I was part of the Prithvi team with Dr. Abdul Kalam as my boss. In fact, we fired the first Prithvi and from there, and the first Agni we fired from the range at Chandipur. I found the ISRO people उस वक्त भी बहुत अच्छे थे, बहुत ही अच्छे थे. Simple people, result oriented people, right? So we have a lot of future. There's no doubt about it. Can you share how and if the Indian Army is using renewable energy sources for its operations? Is it in its infancy or widespread? It's spreading. It's spreading. 5 years back, we didn't have a great idea of this, but today it is spreading. There's no doubt. We want more of renewable energy. Sir, salute you. A lot of thanks, Kamlesh. There's no problem. Manvender Singh, sir, what's your opinion about Chinese atomic submarine incident? We don't know the full details, तो हमें कमेंट करने की कोई यू नो ठोस सबूत नहीं है जिसके ऊपर हम कमेंट कर सकते हैं. ये कही सुनी बात है कि एक सबमरीन डूब गया है. ये पहले भी इनका एक सबमरीन डूब गया, वो तो कंफर्म्ड है. ये देखते हैं कुछ दिन के बाद कुछ बात निकलेगा तो तब हम एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं. क्यों हुआ हमें नहीं पता, राइट? So we have a new member in Vishwajit Swain. We'll come to him later. Mm, free thinker. So your take on jetpack acquired by army. What is the use of it? I can't. And what is this jetpack acquired? I'm not very sure. If you can explain to me, I'll handle it. Yeah, Beswajit Swain, right? You joined as a member. Welcome. And Jayan sir, how do we manage funds for the future space missions and fusion reactions that you so vividly described? The space missions get more secret funds, more. See, it's only, it's a very logical question. As our economy grows, we will be able to fund more and, afford all these. It's a reaction. It's like a chain reaction. The more you can put into it, the more you can get out of it. But this is a long term investment. Okay, this is a long term investment. So I don't think we should hold back. But at the same time, you're right. We have other pressing engagements and other pressing requirements. So there will be a balance. It's not only space. You have to go into the maritime domain. You have to go into normal aerospace. You have to go, into the defense. You have to go into education. क्योंकि अगर हमारा education ठीक नहीं है तो ये सब क्या होगा, कैसे होगा? Poverty alleviation. We still have to eradicate poverty. You have a lot of things to do in this country. Are we doing enough? We are doing great. Are Is there more to be done? There is always more to be done. Are we doing enough? Never. संतुलन चाहिए हमें, नाराबाजी नहीं चाहिए हमें. हमें संतुलन चाहिए और ठोस काम करने की जरूरत है. Unless all of us put our shoulder together, it will not go. And have we put our shoulder together? We have always put our shoulder together. Okay. Sir, should India acquire a military base in neighboring country like USA? Why do you need a military base? Let me ask you this question. You have a military, our requirement, our strategic interest is from Gulf of Aden to Strait of Malacca. वहां तो हमारे पास एक मिलिट्री बेस है, अंडमान निकोबार, इतना बड़ा. And you have Lakshadweep on the other side. Develop it into a base slowly. And you already gone and you have some arrangement at Agalega. So we'll have it. Don't worry. We we don't need bases like USA because USA has a worldwide requirement of having bases. We don't need. We need it only in the Indian Ocean at this time. चादर उतना ही फैलाइए जितना आपका ताकत है और आपका कद है. Okay. Okay, if we have a war like Ukraine with China, do we have enough trained soldiers to fight? Oh yeah, we have more than that. Don't worry. We have adequate. We are very strong that way. That is why China will not take the chance of fingering us. See, again, free thinker. Wait till third. Or no, not third. 30th. 30th. Yeah. 30th, I'm going to talk about the weaknesses in PLA. When I finish with them, you will say, oh no, we can tackle China. Because I'm very convinced we can tackle China. Also, can we say if we're able to reach the moon, it means we can also make missiles of that range. Yes, I agree with you. You not only can make missiles of that range, you can do re-entry also. Incidentally, Dr. Abdul Kalam came from ISRO to DRDO. He was the director of SLV पहले. वो SLV का टेक्नोलॉजी लेके आए और उन्होंने पृथ्वी बनाया. और एक SLV के ऊपर पृथ्वी बना के वो अग्नि बना. This is the fundamental. How do I know it? I was the first army officer in Project Prithvi in 1988. And I've seen the first firing of Prithvi, the first firing of Agni, and a few more. So I'm very clear about it. Okay. So There's no doubt we have enough technology, right? Can the sling technology used in Chandrayaan be used in hypersonic? Yes, it can be used. You can. Uh, a lot of things you can do. It's not as if these are all segregated or siloized technologies. One feeds to the other, right? Just for your information, in IIT Madras, the project director, we have two project directors from ISRO in our aerospace department. One is a specialist in scramjet, one is a specialist in systems. And what are we doing? We're going to build missiles through them. So all this, what you're saying, we're thinking on it. Don't think we are not. Yeah, Biswajit Swain, I've already welcomed you. Okay. Uh, so there was tender and testing done by Indian Army to acquire jetpacks. What are jetpacks? Oh, you mean to say those backpacks with jets? I don't think they'll go very far. That's my own view. Let's see where it goes. These are all nascent technologies which are not at stabilized, and I don't think Indian Army also has the capability at this point of time to evaluate them and X Y Z. We'll see where it goes. Okay, that's how it is. I see that there are no more questions. I'm surprised. There's 71 people and no questions. Yeah, great. Get some more questions. We have some time. We have been working with the Israelis on the drip feed technologies for a few years in agriculture. Israel is spoken in terms of defense. I think the biggest help is making us food secure in future. I agree with you, John, completely. I remember Benjamin Netanyahu coming and talking somewhere. I've heard him. He's saying that the food technology in uh, Israel is far advanced, and we must borrow it. Drip feed systems, we know we have there are a lot of drip irrigation systems in places like Rajasthan and all, right? And arid areas of Gujarat and Punjab. But we need other technologies, right? Seed technology is something we need in big measure. We can get a lot, and we have this great thing which we can do with Israel. Okay, and that will increase your GDP faster. Oh, welcome anytime, Sudhakar. No problem. Chandrayaan 3 success will impact the UN Security Council seat for India. Let us see how it goes, because you have China, which is trying to put it, which will continue to, block us from going there. But I'm very confident that one day we'll be there, right? Either we'll be there or UN will become irrelevant. As it is, many things in UN can't be done without India. I must tell you a story. Way back in 2008, there was a Portuguese lady who was talking to us, a set of brigadiers, uh, in an organized interaction. And she was talking to us about uh, refugees, international refugee situation, who does what, how refugees are handled, and all that, and India's contribution to all this. So one of my friends asked, "Madam, there's so many superpowers and all that, and they're supposed to take the thing, and how can we do it? India, all and things like that." So that lady said, 2008. This lady says, "In my opinion, India is already a superpower. What India does, not many can do. It's okay what the UN says and all that. Many people in India consider that India has got such tremendous depth and powers that only India has and no one else has. So it's a matter of, a soft power. We have to leverage it and be confident that we'll be able to handle what we want." Oh, Vaman, yeah, there was. Sorry, I'm very sorry, because I think it's my mistake. Because right now I'm still a man and a dog story. Because I had to do everything myself. I'm learning the ropes. I soon have to, with the money you people give, I'll soon start hiring guys to do all this. So I missed out. Otherwise, normally check back. I have no problem. Up, my number is also there. Up, description में जाइए. वो GPay का number is, you can give me a message also, or you can join Gunner Shot on that. On that number, that's the number for my Gunner Shot WhatsApp. You can join me, and I'll put out all these thing there also. But normally 8 o'clock is what I start every day. If there's something different, I put it out. Okay, when you face difficulty in life and it feels like no path forward, how do you deal with it? And thank you. Well, just wait. A path will open itself on its own. When the whole world is down, spirituality counts. What BVR was saying. शांति ढूंढो, थोड़ा देर सोचो, अपने आप रास्ता खुलता है. Jain Sarji, glad to your strong military voice again and again, feeling proud. Yeah, thanks, Raghunath. Uh, yeah. Israel is surrounded by enemies, but their security system is very strong. Can we expect such system in our country, and how? We're already there. What's the problem? We're already there. You see, we've gone through a phase where Pakistan troubled us a lot. Today, Pakistan, we are beyond Pakistan. Our trajectory is beyond Pakistan. And just today, कभी आप ये प्रोफेसर इश्तियाक अहमद है, he's a Pakistani, he's settled in Belgium. Read his book called Garrison State, and see some of his shows with this chap Pervez Hoodboy in Black Hole, and you'll know where Pakistan is. They're beyond out. China, I've already said, I am very clear. China and we are now competitors. Don't forget about GDP and all that. They got dead GDP, which is not working for them. GDP might be $20 trillion or $30 trillion, but it is not effective GDP. It doesn't work for them. Okay, so they're in a mess. So they're worried about us. Okay, and it is that typical हाथी जब चलता है उसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता. ये ड्रैगन रोगन छोड़ दो आप. Like I said, China is no more a dragon. It is it's a chipkali. It's a sick lizard. Ukraine had the Starlink being provided free just in case we lose our satellites to China. Look again, all these business of attack and the attacking satellites and all is all wishful thinking. Uh, I've written an article on this. The moment decapacitate one satellite, it is a missile. It is a free missile. It can go and hit anyone, and there are no highways in space. It can hit your own missiles. So no one is going to destroy missiles. Space junk is dangerous. Okay, so don't worry. US allows Saudi UAV to go China camp? No, they'll not, and it's not going to happen so easily. There's no camp. China has to sort itself out. A lot of problems. Okay, you just forget about the New York Times, forget about Guardian, forget about Carnegie, forget about Rand and all. Just open South China Morning Post. आपको पता चलेगा they are in panic today. और झूठ बोल रहे हैं. Saudi UAE are captive. Yeah, they can't get out of it. I think India should leave idea of Security Council. It is hopeless now. We are bet. It doesn't matter. जैसे मैंने बोला था, it doesn't matter. You have to be confident of yourself and to see where you're going. Okay, whether you are in the Security Council or not is a matter of minor detail. We'll be there. In any case, can anyone solve any problem in India without in the world without India? What is the definition of a superpower? A superpower is that power without which you can't solve problems in the world. Incidentally, a lot of problems in today you can solve without China. A lot of problems today you can solve, without Russia also. But fundamental things you can't solve without India. Okay, what will be the future move of the Wagner group? Let us see. उसका तो group है ही नहीं, तो वो तो मर गया. Today, Russia has put it out that he is officially dead. So we'll see where it goes. And all those chaps who are part of the Wagner group have been told to sign something that they owe their allegiance to Russia. Let us see where it goes. We don't know what is it, right? So that is all I see. We've done up with 1 hour. Thanks a lot. So many of you have attended. And tomorrow we're going to have an interesting topic. I've changed the topic. Earlier I was going to do about Pakistan, but कल हम कर रहे हैं with General अपना Vinod Bhatia. We are going to do China's Himalayan blunder, because both of us feel that China has committed a Himalayan blunder by doing what it did in 2020, right? So that is what it is. Anup has last question. It has come in. So from last few years, many groups and organizations are doing things to unstabilize us internally or doing things abroad, like fire at our embassy. Your views? Yeah, we have to. We, देखिए कोई भी देश जिस तरीके से the heterogeneity of our state, the diversity of India, right, and the porosity of it, India, uh, uh, put us at this risk, and we have to handle it, and we know how to handle it pretty well. So don't worry about it. We'll handle it. भाई कठिनाई नहीं तो सब कुछ फ्री में थोड़ी ना मिलेगा, थोड़ा कष्ट तो करना पड़ेगा ना. ये सब मुश्किलात पेश आएंगे तो we'll solve them. There's no problem. So join tomorrow. We're going to have an interesting discussion, because I think China has committed a Himalayan blunder by coming in 2020 and doing what it did. And General Bhatia and I will discuss it in full detail. And we'll also talk a little about the 4D strategy, जिसके बारे में हमने एक वीडियो भी बना दिया था. Thank you all for attending. Thank you. Good evening and Jai Hind.